crafters. In tonight's video we're going to be making an Easter card, and we'll be using the Easter Friends Cling Stamp Set and the World Wishes dies, along with the Flowering Fields Designer Series paper for the background paper. And the pattern we're going to be using is a double Z fold wiper card. Hi, I'm Joan and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I created this video for Joan's Simple Papercrafts, found right here on YouTube. If you're new here, I want to thank you for stopping by, and if you're a returning guest, welcome back. Be sure to subscribe by clicking the subscribe button below. That way you won't miss when I post a video, which is typically once a week. Now give me a few seconds to turn the camera down and we can get started. Here's the Easter card we're going to make today, and we're going to use the Easter Friends and the Word Wishes dies. And when you open it up, the bunnies pop up, and it's a double Z fold. And I'm going to use another piece of Designer Series paper from the Flowering Fields, and we're going with the yellow blends. So I'm going to use the Safron, and when I cut this, there were some burrs on the end, so I used my little fingernail file and just went along the edge to knock those off. Here's the Happy Easter dies. In order to save time so that we can concentrate on the double Z fold card, I cut out one in yellow and one in white. So I'm going to layer them when we apply them to the card. So we'll just set them aside for now. Let's get our card going first, and we're going to take a piece of Saffron, and this is 4 1/4 by 8 1/2, and it's scored at 1 1/2 inches and 3 inches, and I've already scored that using our paper trimmer. And I really love this because it has both the scoring blade, that's this light color, and the trimming blade on the same track, so you can just move one out of the way and use the other one. And then the next piece is a 2-inch piece by 8 1/2, and you scored at 1 1/2 and 3 inches on the opposite side. Then we need to put tear and tape on the back, which I've already done. And so what we want to do first is fold and burnish them at the 3-inch and the 1 1/2 inch. And that's how it's going to be on that side. And then on the main card, we're going to fold it at 1 1/2 and at 3 inches. And I want to make sure I get that burnished really well so that it won't pop up on me. And so here's one Z fold, and here's the other Z fold, and this is going to be attached right down here. And we'll do this corner, and then we'll go ahead and do our Designer Series paper and leave the other corner open till the very end, because we're going to need it open in order to get the bunnies on the inside in place. So I am going to just take this and line it up. And I'm not going to press it down very hard because I want to make sure I've got it lined up along the bottom, because I don't want it crooked like that. So let me bring it back up here. There we go. And then I just want to check and make sure everything is looking good here. And it is. So then we're going to go ahead with our Designer Series paper. I've got a piece cut at 4 by 5 1/4, and that's going to go on the back piece right there. And I'm just going to use our multi-purpose glue right here, but I've got some in this little bottle here, which has a needle nose to it. The needle nose tip allows me to draw a fine line of glue, which in turn gives me precision on those small pieces. And I'm using my silicone mat, so if I go off, it won't mess up my work surface. And I just want to leave 1/8 of an inch border on the top and the bottom, as well as the two sides. The one side has a fold line right here. So I'm making it 1/8 up to that fold line. And then we've got the 1/8 on this side. And I'm going to use my bone folder to flatten the glue, so I don't want any air bubbles. And then the next piece we want is we're going to put a long piece on here. And this is cut at 5 1/4 by 1 3/4. And we'll use that same glue. You could use Seal on here or Seal Plus, but I like the glue because it gives you some wiggle room, so it doesn't set up as quickly. So if you're like right now, I need to move it just a little bit, where when you use the Seal Plus, you're pretty much set when you set it down. You can't make an adjustment there, so I need to use it for the adjustment. And I'm going to just make sure there's no air bubbles in there again. And then we're going to do these two pieces on the side here. These are cut at 1 3/4 by 1 1/2. And again, I'm leaving 1/8 of an inch on the top, bottom, and the two sides. And one of those two sides is a fold line. And then this next piece, it's going to be 1/8 of an inch on top and the bottom. And then there'll be two fold lines that we're matching up 1/8 of an inch from. And I'm making sure that they're lined up along the top and the bottom. So this piece is lined up to this piece. This last piece is cut at 2 inches by 1 1/4. And I'm going to leave 1/8 of an inch to that bottom fold line, and then on the left, right, and top. That is all our designer series paper. Our next piece is cut at 1 1/4 by 2 inches, and then we fold it back on itself right here. And that's going to be the mechanism to make the bunny pop up. We're going to put it on the inside of the card. And I'm going to use our tear and tape again for this. And I'm going to use scissors on this because I don't have strong fingers to be able to do the tearing. So I'm going to have the scissors do it instead. And I want to make sure that it's cut on the inside so that none of that stickiness is sticking out. So I want to cut that off back here. So there we go. And then we'll just do another little piece down here. And so we'll pull the tape off. Here's our 3-inch fold, and we want to make sure that this is within the 3-inch fold. So I am going to put it down here, and we want to stay just below that line right there. When it folds over, this edge should not be below that edge, so I'm going to just trim that off a hair. And that works there. And then we're going to glue the bunny onto this piece here. We don't want the bunny to go beyond this fold here. Okay, so I assembled it backwards. So as not to confuse you, I cut that part out of the video. And now we're picking it up where I've got it done correctly. Okay, so I want to have it glued this way, not this way. So I had them glued the wrong way. So let me put them up here instead. I need to make sure he's within the seam. Okay. And so now when I fold it over, and then when I pop them up, that one's done. Good.
And we need to do the same thing on the other side. So I'm going to just put tear and tape on here. And the same thing, we don't want the tear and tape to go beyond the edge of the card. And I'm just going to take the paper backings off. Lay it down on this fold. And then when he opens up, he should pop up there. And I don't want him to be up as high, so I'm going to put him down lower like that. So I'm just going to cut the bottom part of him off. And a little glue there. And I just need to trim that off because it's going to cause a problem. And he needs to be within, he's going to stick out the bottom, so I need to make him even shorter than that. And let's just get the glue all the way across here. And I forgot to trim this, so let me just quick trim that real quick like. Okay, that's pretty good. And then I'm going to put the Happy Easter on the front of my card.
Happy Easter is part of the Word Wishes dies, and the Word Wishes dies happens to be on the last chance products list for a 20% savings, which would be $28.80 is what you would be paying. And you'll want to pick that up sooner than later because it is while supplies last. I'll have the link in the description below so you can easily get to that.
And I think I want it to be tilted because we're going to have the bunny on the side here. So we don't want to interfere with the bunny. And I'm just going to put glue on the back of the white piece. And I'm actually putting the placement different than what I did on the other card. And I'll show you that in just a few seconds here. And I want to just offset that, the yellow, just a little bit. So we've got a shadow there. So what we did here is when I have the Happy Easter up there, the bunny pops up over the bottom part of it, so I don't want to put it in that same place. So let's go ahead and put it down farther. And let's do the other part of the Happy. And I'm going to offset this again. So you see the shadow in the back, the yellow shadow. And then we're going to put glue on the yellow part of the card. And I'm just going to take your pick and just make sure that any excess glue isn't sticking out here. You can go ahead and stick this down too. I forgot about that. So I'm just going to match it up here. And then we'll put the glue on the Easter part. Shift it just a little bit. That looks great. So all we're missing is our bunny. So let me go ahead and show you how to color the bunny. So now I'm going to show you how to stamp the bunny. I'm going to use a tuxedo black, and I'm going to stamp the bunny by having the bunny laying down and stamping on top of it. And then you see how much ink you have on there. But what I want to do is I'm going to stamp off, because we don't want to have the bunny that dark. And then I'll stamp onto the paper here. And that's pretty good. And then I'm going to stamp him some grass. And I'm just going to go ahead and stamp it like that, but I'm also going to stamp off and then give some grass right in the center part, and do again and stamp off, and go again, stamp off. And then we're done with our ink. So I'm just going to close that up, and I am going to make sure we get all the ink off of here. And we'll bring in our Stampin' scrub to clean these, because you don't want to put them away with ink on them. And I haven't used this today, so I'm going to have to spray it. And I use the Stampin' mist when I'm spraying. And I sprayed it on this side because there's a raindrop up there, and so that tells me that's the moist side. And then this has a sunshine, so that's the side that we want to dry it on. Okay, so for this bunny, we're going to want to use the light crumb cake, the dark crumb cake, and light cinnamon cider. Those are the colors I've been using for the bunny. And then I also have a light black marker and the light Furry Flamingo. And I'm going to use that right away. I may have to come back and go over it again, but I am just going to go down and do his nose and his mouth. And then the other color I have here is our light balmy blue. And I'm going to use that right away too, because I want to have, so I'm going to use the one that looks kind of like a paintbrush. And I'm just going to bring it right up to the edge of the bunny. We're going to be fussy cutting this out, so I don't care how the edge is on the right hand side. But what's coming up to the bunny, I'm being very careful to make sure that that is just touching it. And that makes it so that when we do the fussy cutting, there's not that really bright white contrast there. So the blue kind of just softens it up. Then we're going to take the light crumb cake and we're going to just take the bullnose tip and we're just going to put some strokes on here. And we're going to take them out beyond the edge of the shading that's on the bunny already. And what we want to do is we want to make them curved inward, because that's kind of the shape of the bunny is. Kind of give them some dimension there. So next we're going to come back in with the dark crumb cake. And we're going to do the same thing, but we won't go much beyond the line, if not staying within those shadowed lines. Then we're going to use the light cinnamon cider, and we're going to stay closer to the very edges of the bunny. So not very much of this coloring. Now for the light crumb cake to do all the blending, and we're going to start with the big tip here, but I'll probably have to switch over to the nub because this is starting to be deplenished, so I'm not sure how far I'll get. As you can see, it's pretty much getting dried out. I'm going to switch over to the nub for a while. And I don't know if you've noticed, I've been pulling this, blending this outward. So it's lightening up those dark strokes, which is what we wanted. And I'm going to do now this rest, the bottom with the nub, I believe. So now I've got our light basic black, and I'm just going to do the eyes. And I'm trying not to color in the little white fleck in there. And I'm going to go back with a jello pen because I want it to be a little bit bigger than what it was. Okay, and I'm going to come back with our Flirty Flamingo and go over his nose again because it did blend out. And then I've got our grass I want to do, and I'm going to start with the light soft succulent. And I'm just going to do little strokes, like over the blades of the grass there. And I'm going to come in with the dark succulent and do the same thing, but just same type of strokes, but not over the same place. So I'm giving it a blend of grass. And the last one is our dark shaded spruce. Then I'm just going to take our snips and I'm going to do some fussy cutting. And when we do this, we turn the paper, not the scissors. And I'm not cutting right up to the bunny. I'm cutting within that blue area. And that seems to give it a little bit of contrast with the paper, so it usually works better. And I won't leave all of this grass in here. But I'm not sure where the edge of the card is, so I'm just fussy cutting all the way around all the grass right now, and then we'll come back and trim it off. So if we look at the bunny, it's going to be sitting here. So I'm thinking I can leave the left side on there, cut off the right side. That looks good like that. And then I'm going to use the dimensionals to raise it up. I want to remember not to put any dimensions on this ear here, so let's not do that. And I'm using the small ones. So I want to make sure there's plenty there, because I don't want it to get all mangled when it goes through the rollers at the post office. And I think you can get 2 for about a penny. So I'm okay with putting these on there. And I want to see how far I can go up. And we'll put some down the middle. And we're just going to take the paper backings off with this Take Your Pick tool. And it's so hard to grab these little papers, particularly on these small dimensionals. So I'm glad that I have this Take Your Pick tool for that purpose. And it keeps them wrangled, so it's easy to throw them away. So we're going to line it up on the right hand side. That seemed to work. So here we have it, and let's open it up. Now this bunny here, I did a little different coloring on him. I used the Natural Tone 600, I think it was. Nope, it's the Natural Tone, let me look, 800. But that gave it more of a orangish look. But I'm okay with having different colored bunnies. And I see that I've got a stroke up here I don't want to be in there, so I'm going to just erase it. And I may have to come back in with my coloring. Let's do my light. Yeah. Okay, so let's bring our other card in. I hope you liked this project as much as I did. Why don't you give it a try? Now, if you have enjoyed today's video, would you do me 2 favors? Click the thumbs up emoji. That means you like it. And would you share it on social media with your crafting friends and pin it to Pinterest? These actions will help me to keep sharing my ideas with other crafters for free, and I'd really appreciate that. Be sure to hit the subscribe button below so you won't miss any future videos. If you have any questions, be sure to contact me. I'm here to help in any way that I can. If you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I'd love to be your demonstrator. Just reach out to me. If you'd like to place a Stampin' Up! Order or would like a catalog, hop over to my website where you'll find the Shop Now button. To shop with me, you'll need to go to joanheberlein.stampinup.net. Bear with me a little bit longer because I want to let you know of the promotions going on right now. The 2021-2022 annual catalog will be retiring soon, but we're looking forward to all the new products on their way. Stock up on your favorite products before they're gone for good. Save up to 50% on essential supplies. What are you waiting for? Start shopping. After all, this selection of the last chance products is available only while supplies last. See the link in the comment section below for the retirement list. Meet your mini crafting companion, the mini Stampin' Up! Cut and Emboss machine. This mini but mighty machine is durable, portable, and easy to use. It's the perfect pick if you're a budding beginner who wants to branch out, a paper crafting pro who wants to craft on the go, or someone who's short on storage space. Make precise cuts and emboss designs for any paper project. Originally $60, it can be yours for only $48 between March 1st to the 31st. The Mini Cut and Emboss machine is compatible with a large selection of Stampin' Up! Embossing folders and dies. Kickstart your collection and combine your Mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine with any or all of the following stamp and die bundles. They're also 20% off during the month of March. Discover the depths of the ocean and your artistic abilities with the Waves of the Ocean collection. This coastal collection includes an inspiring set of stamps and detailed dies, both early release products from the upcoming 2022-2023 annual catalog, plus a pack of paper made from the images of hand-poured paint, blue-hued foil sheets for a sea of shine, and radiant rhinestones for a splash of sparkle. Each an exclusive product you can only purchase during the promotion period. Promotion ends May 2nd, 2022. The Altogether collection includes early release products from the 2022 to 2023 annual catalog. It's an exciting new range of natural Stampin' blends and exclusive products that you can't get anywhere else. The Altogether collection includes the Here Together bundle, which is the Here Together stamp set and the Here For You dies. It also includes the Natural Tones Stampin' Blends collection, which is 10 individual Stampin' blends, all in natural tones. It also includes the Altogether 6x6-inch Designer Series paper. Create projects inspired by you with the Altogether Designer Series paper. This black and white paper features bold graphic designs that will complement any project. The following exclusive products are only available while supplies last: the Here For You dies, the Here Together bundle, and the Altogether collection. Promotion ends May 2nd, 2022. Mark your calendars. I'll be back next Saturday, April 2nd at 7 p.m. Central Time. I hope you'll be here to join me. Thanks so much for being here with me tonight. I look forward to next time. Bye for now, and don't forget to subscribe.